Hi, and welcome back to Muscle Magazine. The Northeast has been known to be the biggest contributor of future champion bodybuilders. We sent our cameras out searching for the best bodies the region had to offer at the Northeastern Championship held in New Haven, Connecticut. Bill Wrightley reports on these surprising physiques.
We headed to the campus of Southern Connecticut University because we heard it was going to be a David and Goliath type challenge. A 4-foot, 11-inch Mighty Mite versus some major heavyweight muscle. It was a shocker that people throughout the Northeast haven't stopped talking about since. But first, the attractive ladies who began the contest with a display of feminine tone and beautiful shapes. Winning the lightweight division was Maria Gizzi, who was a first-time competitor, and after only 10 months of training. She got into bodybuilding because she was tired of not being in shape and wanted to look and feel better about herself. At 5'3" and 108 pounds, Maria now works as a personal trainer. Her diet is pretty normal for most bodybuilders, consisting of low fat, high protein, and a moderate amount of carbohydrate. But it is her background that may strike you as odd. Maria never had any prior athletic pursuits or interests. So it's obvious that bodybuilding was a major change in her life. And judging from her looks, it was for the better in many respects. When you come from a family of 5 brothers and 4 sisters, you better do something to attract attention from mom and dad. Valerie Barnes ran collegiate cross-country and played basketball, badminton, and softball. So the progression to bodybuilding was natural when she went to a gym one day with her cousin. The 5'4", 118-pounder won the middleweight class and recognizes family support throughout her contest preparation. And with 9 siblings, there was plenty of cheering coming her way. Placing 4th in the heavyweight class was 25-year-old Susan Shannoff. The 5'7", 130-pounder used to perform as a professional dancer, which she now feels helps with her posing routine. But at the age of 22, she got out of dancing and into bodybuilding. That's when she met her boyfriend, now husband, Dennis.
He would leave me home, sitting home at night every night. I got sick of that, so I went along with him. And he thought after a week I'd quit, and I didn't quit. And somebody said, oh, so don't train with heavy weights. You know, you might make some muscle on you. So he got mad. He started, you know, really reading and getting into, you know, training. And somebody said, gee, so you should start competing. You look pretty good.
Another first-timer to the posing dais was 25-year-old Carolyn Phillips, who placed 2nd among the heavyweights. Dieting was a little tough for her since she had to lose over 40 pounds of body weight to compete at 135. But Carolyn is a tall girl at 5'7", so the weight is distributed well. She attributes this to her younger years as a competitive high school gymnast, where she won the Vermont State Championships in 3 consecutive seasons. She may be a big sister, but Nancy Nigro got into bodybuilding under the direction and encouragement of her younger brother, Tony. The Pennsylvania native won the heavyweight and overall crown, coming into the contest at 5'8" at 137 pounds. Nancy's training includes conventional techniques, as well as high carbohydrate, high protein, and low-fat dieting year-round. She used to be a competitive skier, and bodybuilding is certainly less aerobic, making Nancy's diet more critical during contest preparation. Now for the men's division. We never thought we'd see a bantamweight that impressed us more than the big boy heavyweights, especially at a regional level competition. So take a close look at 4'11", 137-pound Juan Vasquez. You heard me right. This guy packs more muscle pound for pound than most professionals. And that just may be where he'll end up very soon. Juan comes from Puerto Rico and now lives in Rhode Island. He started training when he was 16 because, as he put it, I wanted people to know and respect me. And bodybuilding happened to be my favorite sport.
About 10 years ago, I decided to become a weightlifter. And looking on the magazine and thinking about wanting to be one of those guys someday. Here I am today. Getting closer, maybe not one of them today, but I'm getting closer. And I know and I hope someday I'll be up there with them.
Juan is taking the rest of the year off from competing and will be adding additional muscle size, hopefully becoming a full-fledged lightweight. Imagine a 4'11", 154-pounder. That we'll have to see. Moving up to the middleweights, was the Connecticut State and Empire State champion, Robert Ruggeiro, who was competing in his first regional show. The 5'6", 176-pounder barely made the class weight limit and surely will become a light heavy in any future contest. He attributes his added muscle to diet more than training. But even more than his 4,500-calorie diet, Robert's profession offers a challenge to his training routine and lifestyle. When it comes to bodybuilding, there's nothing like having the reputation of being brawny and brainy. 20-year-old Bill Haney has made his college dean's list every semester for the past 2 years. The pharmacology major says one of the reasons he does so well academically is he places school first over everything else he does, including bodybuilding. But let's not discount his potential and physical development. Bill's been lifting since he was 14 years old and won the Connecticut State teenage title last year. His training includes a 4-day split with an 8-day on, 1-day off cycle. Placing second in the light heavyweight class, the 5'9", 185-pound bodybuilder needs some work to balance his upper body with his exceptionally developed legs. But his knowledge of his body and disciplined dedication should help to propel him in the sport. The most competitive weight class in the Northeastern Championships was the heaviest. It included Mr. Massachusetts, Tony Lopes of Brockton. Unfortunately, we have seen Tony in much better condition in other competitions, including many times on the national level. At 6 foot, 240 pounds, Tony is a Goliath with the kind of size and shape the judges like to see, but he didn't even place in the top 5 at the Northeastern. Scott Marlow is another giant that needed to be in better shape, but he retains great genetics. He too didn't place, but has got great potential and some major size. At 6'3" and weighing in at 237 pounds, Scott's upper body is packed, but he badly needs to fill out the leg department. He got into weightlifting, as he put it, because I was tall and skinny and wanted to get big and get the girls. But as a manager and personal trainer at New York City's Pumping Iron Gym, Scott's surrounding himself in a positive environment for growth. Placing in a surprising 5th place was another New York City native, Ming. He competed at 5'9", 204 pounds, and in our opinion, placing him 5th was a major mistake by the Northeastern judging panel. At 28 years old, he's been training for over 12 years and first got involved with his older brother, Richard. Ming competed a lot when he was younger and took a hiatus to complete his education. The Northeastern was his first competition in over 3 years. Placing 3rd was another Gotham City muscle man. Chuck Michaels is the Metropolitan and Eastern Metropolis champion, so regional competitions are not new for him. Once he got started in bodybuilding, he left the East Coast and headed west for the lessons to be learned at Santa Monica, California's Muscle Beach. After 5 years, he knew enough to train on his own and has been doing very well. Chuck squeezed into the heavyweights at 202 pounds, but he's 5'9", a little tall for that weight. In a controversial placing, Mike Peccini of Hawthorne, New Jersey was the runner-up. The 5'10", 217-pound heavyweight just didn't have the symmetry or thickness of 5th place finisher Ming. But Mike was very cut and in top condition. Obviously, it was that the judges were looking at when they cast their votes. At 23, Mike has been training for 9 years and began pure bodybuilding training after 8 years of high school wrestling, baseball, and football. So the competitive spirit is something already bred into his training system. Winning the heavyweight class was a former teenage champion. 31-year-old Jeff McBride got into weight training because in order to be a great high school football linebacker, you need to be big, right? So Jeff got started and soon realized that his growing muscles not only helped on the gridiron, but they looked good too. Now, don't get the impression that this 6-foot, 228-pounder was just a stupid kid. He played the piano for 2 years and the trumpet for 8. Today, Jeff's a dad and a Connecticut State Trooper. So bodybuilding's a recreation and put into proper perspective in his life.
Last year, I spent almost every day in the gym trying to complete a full year of training that I haven't done in the past. And this is what you see today is a culmination of a year of training after, like I said earlier, a 5-year break.
As big as Jeff and the other class winners were, It wasn't enough to overcome the incredible bantamweight Juan Vasquez, who completely swept the overall title with a unanimous decision. At 137 pounds, Juan beat out contestants, some of whom literally outweighed him by over 100 pounds. His muscle condition is remarkable and is certain to become a legend. For Muscle Magazine, I'm Bill Reitler.